What's going on YouTube? So it's Martin
and Christina
from Thrift Store Gold back at you with another video. So today's video we're going to be sharing with you guys a bunch of sales that we've had from the bins. So to waste none of your time, cut this intro. We'll be right back. So now that you guys are back from that intro, her name is Christina, my name is Martin, we're a reselling couple. We've been doing it all, we've been buying from the bins lately, we've been documenting it all on YouTube, so there's a ton of videos, over 400 some videos for you to watch if you want to binge watch us. But anyways, let's get into this video. We have like, I don't even know how many screenshots I took, to be honest with you guys, a lot.
Like at least 4 scrolls.
So, 4 scrolls, yeah. So, let's just jump right into it.
Yes, so for us at least, like we always tell you guys, is we like to pick up a lot at the bins, and it's mostly all clothing. So people want to know really like, does it actually sell? So here's our little like, this is what we've picked up so far from the bins that has sold.
Well, there's a lot more stuff that has sold. I didn't pick everything, but I picked like a majority of things.
Yep, so it just gives a good range of stuff because there is a lot of stuff that we have from the bins that doesn't sell too. But these are just good ideas of brands that you possibly could find. So first things first, we had a pair of LL Bean pants that sold. They actually sold for $15, so not a bad flip. We probably paid like $1.39 for all of the items here. I know that sounds silly, but
it's very cheap.
That's what they charge per pound, and a lot of these things were under a pound, so that's what I'm sticking it at.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like a $15 flip for us, really exciting. LL Bean is typically a very slow sale for us, so it's nice that it made it to the list. So second thing actually was purchased from our subscriber Bailey, so thank you so much.
We appreciate that.
They were a pair of Victoria's Secret pink leggings. They were gray with like mesh cutouts, so super cute, super trendy, but they sold for $15. Actually, I think our full asking price, so thank you, Bailey.
Thank you.
And then next we had a pair of Victoria's Secret yoga pants. They were the ones with the fold over band, and they were like wide legs. But we typically get around $15 to $18 for them. And so we got a $15.29 offer, and we accepted that, which was really exciting. So
I keep doing thumbs up. I don't know what to do here sometimes when I'm sitting through these what solds.
You want to list off one?
No.
Okay. So from one of our first binge trips, we found a pair of Volcom sneakers that ended up sitting in our house for like
a while
before we got them listed, and then I listed them and they sold within 2 days.
Now it seems like a while since they've sold.
I know, it's crazy. But they actually sold for the full asking price of $26.99 plus $9.20 shipping, so really incredible. For something that we didn't think was actually, something I didn't think was actually going to sell because of how there was no laces, they were beaten up a little bit.
They were.
Like,
I told her Volcom would sell though, someone would fix the shoes up. Exactly. So you never know. If you find some shoes with no insoles and no laces, they might be a good selling shoe still, so you just maybe have to take a little bit on the price.
Yeah. And
then they might sell because someone might want to fix them up.
Martin made a good point too, is like they were skater shoes. You could tell. He could tell because he's a skater, so he knows the things.
If a shoe ever has like worn out, ready?
Jeez.
If a shoe's ever worn out right there, or like up here, it means they were skaters. I found these in the thrift store and they were worn out, so I knew it.
So just little tips, not saying every skater is gonna buy crappy shoes, but typically if all of their shoes are gonna result in looking like that, they
buy cheap shoes. I used to buy cheap shoes when I skateboarded.
Martin used to buy cheap shoes, so it's just something to be on the lookout for.
I think skateboarding stuff is very, like, it sells good on eBay.
You can also, sorry we're going off on this, but put in the title skateboarding shoes. Like use a keyword like that, because not every, you know, so just
that's what I would look up. I would look up skateboarding shoes when I was younger.
Exactly. So, but anyways, that's just another thing that we found at the bins in worse condition than most things, but still ended up selling for us.
The more you know.
Exactly. The next thing we had sell is actually kind of funny. I found this in a Little People house that I thought was new, whatever. I thought this piece went to it, but upon looking at it, it was actually from 1974, so really old, and actually it literally sold by itself. So one little toy sold for $4.24 and $3.99 shipping.
It's not our best toy sale in here though, so
it's not, so
keep waiting.
Keep waiting. Next thing we had sell was a pair of vintage Montreal Canadian sweatpants. They definitely were something that you could tell was like hung up in someone's bar in their house or something. They were like as flat and straight as could be. Like, it was crazy. But they sold for $21.24, so a really good flip on our end, considering, like, I don't know, we don't typically pick stuff up like this. I guess because it was vintage we did, but like I would have just walked right past those. Another shoe sale though, we had Chacos? I don't know how they're pronounced.
Chacos? I know the hall. When we said it in the hall, we didn't know.
But they sold for $20.24, so really exciting. Those were actually, I listed them and the next day they sold. So I guess you could probably be on the lookout for that brand. They're like walking, just comfortable walking shoes is the best way I could put it. So I'm sure they're probably very sought out for if they don't make them or something. I don't do my research. Next thing that we had sell was this lot of 2 Vineyard Vines reusable tote bags. So it's actually kind of funny because the week before that we had just learned that tote bags were free from the bins, and so the next week we went and found those, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy them, someone wants to buy them, and someone did for $10.
We didn't even have to buy them. They were free.
I know, we didn't
tote bags are free at our bins, so
yes. So they might be free at yours too. Double check, because there's a lot of the times like I'll see people, I'll see them with the Lululemon bags and I'm like, crap, where did you find that?
Right.
But those sell online. So, but anyways, another toy sale that we had was this Rocket Raccoon Hasbro action figure. It was missing pieces. It was like missing a finger. The paint was chipped, but we ended up still selling it. So
I said
really,
to get
really
it. Let's sell it.
But it was $11.19 what we got for that. Another thing that we found though at the bins, obviously, another thing that we found that was different, I guess I was trying to say, is this Cabbage Patch doll. It was actually from 1982, I believe.
Matches your hoodie.
It does. But the clothes on it were not the original clothes at all. They were like hand knit clothes, and then the hair was all messed up, but just because of like the vintageness of it, it sold for $20 plus $3.99 shipping.
Can't complain with that.
That actually, someone said one time that Cabbage Patch Kids were a bolo, and that one had sold, and then someone never paid for it, and then it sold again, and then it finally went out. So like maybe it's a bolo, but it took like over 3 months.
We haven't found enough to know.
No. Next vintage shirt that we found though was a random single stitch shirt from like a church. It was called Church Street in Florida, but I figured when we were listing it, it was something that like people wanted to, like Church Street was something that people went to, you know what I mean? So like someone with a nostalgic feeling would want it, but how much I didn't know. But we ended up getting $10 for it plus $3.99 shipping, so really, really exciting. Next thing we found, this is actually really funny. This was the last of the last things that I listed from whatever binge trip this was, and I was so frustrated taking this picture because it was a lot longer than like all the other shirts, so I had to
as you can tell,
I had to make the mannequin taller, but it ended up selling. The very first item that sold from that binge trip was this, and it sold for $14 with $3.99 shipping. But I was just like, of course it was this one. So that was a good flip, especially just because it was kind of like a silly M&M t-shirt.
It was weird to keep like in inventory.
Yes, it was. But next thing we had sell was 2 pairs of men's Nike large sweatpants. One of them actually had a number on it, so I was surprised about that. But it sold for $27.99 plus $3.99 shipping. So a really good flip. It was. We actually, when we got them at the bins, decided we were gonna make the lot there. We were like, oh, we can lot these together. And honestly, I don't think we would have even gotten like close to that if we lotted them or like listed them separately. So I'm very happy that we listed them together. But next thing,
here's another lot.
One of these was not from the bins, but the darker one was. But this was when I was getting really into lotting stuff, as you guys can tell, and I just had found these 2 Calvin Klein shirts that were similar, but it ended up selling for $28 plus $3.99 shipping. So I know for a fact we got the one at Dollar Tag Day, and then the other one was another $1.39 from the bins. So $2.39 into $28.
Not bad.
Next thing that we had was this men's Under Armour just gray regular t-shirt. It's our bread and butter item, as their fiancé has enlightened us on. But we got $12 for this one and then $3.99 shipping, so really, really, really good flip. Next thing that we had sell from the bins was a pair of like Lucky brand jeans. We actually found like 4 or 5 pairs a day that we found these, and so I think this was the last one that we had, because the other one sold on Poshmark, but these sold for $20 plus $3.99 shipping.
Not bad.
So another thing that we found, this is really cool. When I found these, I was like, oh, this is it. We're gonna get these. But it's called like Infinitoy Zoobs. It's those things that it has like I can only think of a shoulder, but like a shoulder joint, and you like literally like it moves
ball
around.
And socket.
Yeah, ball and socket. But they sold for $16.99 plus $8.70 in shipping. So that was really nice. Like flip at least, because I think we paid like maybe like $1. I was gonna say maybe $1 because our toys and hard goods are like usually like categorized by just how many you buy. But next thing that we had sell was this Cabela's men's just like pullover windbreaker jacket. This was really exciting because I did not think we'd get anywhere near $30 for this. I figured someone would lowball us like $15, but someone paid the full asking price of $29.99 and $3.99 shipping. So a pair of shoes that we've gotten into. We pick up almost every nice pair of shoes that we can find at the bins, I'm not gonna lie. But these were a pair of Keen women's just leather flip-flops, so really nice for like beach wear. But they sold for $15.99 plus $3.99 shipping.
So not bad.
And then another thing we found was this Salt Life kids t-shirt. Actually, we didn't realize it was kids until we got home. I hate getting kids stuff. I don't use that word often, but I really don't like kids clothes. But this actually sold for $9.99 plus $3.99 shipping. So Salt Life, I only thought was like a sticker for the back of Jeeps. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
I told her it was a brand.
Well, I know, but I just meant, I didn't know they actually made clothes. So when we started finding their clothes, it was really exciting because it does seem to be like a good brand, or like a highly sought out brand. Like they sell fast when we can find them. But next thing, this is from like our very first binge trip.
Very first one.
But it was called Dabadoo Sackadoo. It was a dog carrier. So that sold for $15 plus $3.99 shipping, and that was really exciting to finally sell because, like I said, it was from our first binge trip to finally be like, woo, we sold it.
It was taking up space too.
It was small though. Next thing though was a pair of Teva. So Teva women's flip-flops. This sold for $15 plus $7.50 in shipping. But we actually have really good luck with these like obscure shaped flip-flops, like as you guys can tell, and so we tend to pick up any ones that have like funky straps on them, funky designs, like a chunky wedge, just
say a thick bottom.
It's something to just be on the lookout for, because it's, I guess, I don't know if they don't make those shoes anymore, and like it was a popular shoe, but like
if you like it, you liked it, and now they don't make it, so
who knows. Next thing that we had sell, next thing that we had sell was a pair of men's Levi's 550 size 35-34 work jeans sell for us, but they sold for $18 plus $8.99 shipping, which I always forget that we have such high shipping on it, but it's really nice because we can stick it in a padded flat rate envelope. It covers the shipping, and then basically $18 for a nice pair of jeans. But next thing that we had sell was this vintage Buffalo Bills hoodie. It actually, I didn't think it was gonna sell because it was one that was cut right here, like you could tell someone cut it. Yeah, but it actually sold for $20 plus $3.99 shipping, so never pass up on this stuff, I guess. Didn't even have a size tag either. Next thing, this is exciting because this also, it sat in a dead pile for a while, and then once we finally listed it, it sold the very next day. But it's a Nike extra large windbreaker, but it was like a sweater windbreaker. It was really cool. But that sold for $23 plus $3.99 shipping, so good flip. This one makes me laugh every time.
It's funny.
But it's a Sven from Frozen, a Sven little figurine. It was probably like about this big. Well, you guys can see it, but I mean, in retrospect, it literally was like that big.
It was tiny. We should put quarters next to some of these.
Yeah, I know.
There's another sale in here that's maybe even smaller than this one that sold for even more.
Yep, it was smaller for sure. But So it sold for $14.99 plus $3.99 shipping. So anything Frozen, because of Frozen 2 right now is really popular, and also like replacement toys.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
As silly as it can sound, like little pieces from big sets people look for because their
They'll pay up for
yeah, their kid's throwing a tantrum because they don't have it anymore, but we're able to supply it, and they're willing to pay for it. So I'm not gonna complain.
It's not that bad.
It's really not, and
they're cheap, and I'm telling you guys, you're gonna laugh when you see this one sale.
You are. But if you guys know about it, then you probably know already.
And if I didn't use it for like clickbait on the whole thumbnail, so I don't know if you guys already know about it or not.
But this was funny because it was such a weird hat. I remember when I was taking pictures of it, I was like, this is never gonna sell. I should stop thinking. Actually, no, I should think that about everything. Yeah. But it was a Molson Canadian, just one size fits all I am hat. And it sold, I think the next day, same thing, but it sold for $14.10 plus $3.99 shipping. So really not a bad flip on hats. That hat literally weighed like nothing. So
not bad.
This actually, I was really excited to finally sell because it was new without tags. I was so certain on it, but it sold for $17 and $3.99 shipping. But it was a kids Adidas, like pullover crew neck, but it was still like literally like I don't even think it had ever been washed. Like the inside was so soft. So I was really excited for that to finally sell. Next thing that we had sell was a Sublime men's 2007 t-shirt. It had a little Dalmatian on it, and it was actually a small. If you guys remember us talking about it like the last time when it did sell, I was shocked because it was a small, but still sold for $17.59 plus $3.99 shipping.
We did make a video of like over like 100 sales that we talked about. It was back in December.
Yeah.
So if you do want to see that, you can watch that. So some of these might be in there. Actually, I should say, if you've seen that, you might be like, hey, they sold that twice maybe.
Yeah.
Nope, I was just being lazy and I grabbed the same screenshots.
But
thank you for keeping up with us. We really appreciate that.
If you do actually remember. Cajun reseller probably remembers.
Calling you out, Cajun.
But next thing that we had sell was a pair of Victoria's Secret sweatpants again.
Bread and butter.
Oh yeah, but these ones had like a cool, they looked like, if you guys know what hockey pants look like, or probably any sports pants, like football,
like
they have like
thick strap.
The thick strap and then lace up right up at the
That's
front.
what I meant, yeah. Like the thick like lace up
strap. So those had that in the front, which I thought was kind of odd, but they sold within a day. So for $15 plus $3.99 shipping, couldn't complain.
Not bad.
This actually sold to one of our subscribers, Michelle. So it sold to our subscriber, Michelle, and it was actually funny. Yes, it was actually funny because she went on vacation when she purchased it and forgot to pay for it. And so I like didn't want to cancel it on her because she was one of our subscribers. Yeah. And so I reached out and I was just like, hey, I don't mean to seem like super intrusive, but like, is it like, do you plan on still paying for like the hoodie, like blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I'm so sorry, I'm on vacation.
If you're watching, you're probably laughing.
I know.
Thank you.
Because I was like, I can't cancel it. Like, but yeah, so a 7 extra large Dallas Cowboys hoodie sold. Really, really cool. And when we found it at the bins, we were really excited to find it. So thank you to Michelle.
Size.
Yes. But another pair of shoes, Vans. We like to pick up, obviously, a skater type of shoe, but these were a pair of maroon. They were called Low Pros, I believe, but it's just like the higher, fancier end of like that. It's Martin's shoe. But they sold for $20 plus $3.99 shipping, so always excited to get those out. Another thing that sold was a vintage extra large Buffalo Sabres. It was the late 90s, early 2000s logo with the red and black buffalo head. But it sold for $38.99 plus $3.99 shipping. So that was incredible.
Can't complain.
I honestly, with how bad the Sabres are doing right now, I know, I was gonna say, I don't expect any more Sabres sales out of this next coming months, but it's okay.
That's funny.
Next thing though was a Tommy Hilfiger men's or women's, I still don't know when I look at this. Whoever bought it, I'm sure they knew because the measurements were actually in the description for this one, because I was like, could be men's, could be women's. But it sold for $14 plus $3.99. Actually, plus $5.90 shipping. So that was exciting. But I was excited to get that one out because, again, it was a medium, but it was a smaller medium, which is why I thought it was a women's, so I really did not think it was gonna sell.
Makes sense.
But next we had another pair of Levi's 35, 34 sell for us for $24.99, so our full asking price, and then $8.99 shipping. So really exciting when we can get like Levi's out. One, because they're so heavy, and two, they're just like so huge here. They take up so much space, so I love to get them out. Next thing was a pair of Victoria's Secret, another pair of sweatpants. These actually, they sold for $16.01 plus $3.99 shipping, and the story behind this, I was so happy to read this message, but it was like a 15-year-old girl or something who babysits for her money or whatever, and she only had well, I don't know if she actually only had $20, but she only had $20 like to buy these, and they were only listed for I think like $16.99, and so she was like, is there any way I can send you an offer of just like $20 flat so I can get them, like, because my parents are gonna pay for them? And I was like, oh, like just make it like this and it'll be $20. And she left us the nicest feedback. She messaged us so many times to say thank you and stuff. Like, it was really nice because it was just like, wow,
not too many people do that.
Exactly, not too many people do that, but also not that many like 15-year-old girls are out there like actually buying their own clothes and being like, oh wow, like thank you, you know what I mean? Yeah, and like, you know, like, so I was like, girl, I would have given those to you for free. But just kidding. Next thing that we had sell was a Rucka. Just kidding. RVCA men's extra large tank top. So this one took a while to sell, but RVCA seems to be like a really good skating brand. Like, as we also got like our full asking price for it.
It's like apparel skating brand, yeah.
Yeah, so it was nice to see that like it's a good brand still. You know, like it wasn't just a silly purchase.
Yeah.
But next thing, we had another vintage t-shirt that sold. A vintage t-shirt that sold. Another one to be on the lookout for is, oh, I shouldn't say that, but like another thing you could keep your eye on, I guess, like the holes and stuff in the shirt, overlook those basically, because it's still sold for $25. Yeah, on vintage things. But it depends also, like, you know, if there's like a huge gaping hole in the front, maybe skip it, but tiny teeny holes.
Some holes, I mean, you can get by with if it's a really good selling t-shirt.
Exactly. Especially, I don't know, I was gonna say especially like Eric Clapton, but I don't know who Eric Clapton is, so I can't be like, exactly. But next thing that we had sell was a Brooks Brothers men's cashmere sweater. It sold for $24 plus $3.99 shipping, and this was really cool because I'm pretty sure this was something that accidentally got into our cart because you were covering something up with
I think so.
So
my camera.
Yeah, it's nice to know that sometimes Martin picks up some gold when he's covering his camera. And so finally, the amazing sale of toys that we had.
The last thing we're gonna show you guys.
The last thing, just to go into it's a really big array, or really big, just like different variety of things that we pick up from the bins that does sell. But it was these little tiny Blue's Clues figures, super small. It had magenta and it had blue. Well, I shouldn't say it, I found magenta and I found blue.
Them in the bins.
Yeah,
we found them in the bins.
And I remember picking them up and be like, these are gonna sell. And do you remember? I threw them in the car and I was like, for sure.
For some reason, we always have that little object, that toy that we're like, we grab and we're like, you know, this is gonna sell. Like, we sold some Transformer type thing that sold for $25. That was cool. There's a couple things in this video even still. So then this is the craziest one.
Seriously though, that is one. Well, I guess I'll keep talking about this. But they sold for $26.99, our full asking price, and $3.99 shipping. For figures, I'm not kidding you that my thumbs probably weighed more than them. Like, they were tiny. They were so small. But Magenta is a character that was introduced later on the show, so not many things were made from her, but people did really like her. And Blue's Clues is just an all-around loved show. And the generation that grew up with Blue's Clues is starting to grow up now, and I feel like they're probably getting that nostalgic feeling. And so, like, these small figures would be something to, like, cute to have. Yeah. But what I was also going to say is that is one reason why I don't skip the hard good bins with small toys in them, because there are little gems like this that could be easily overlooked. So anyways,
that was our video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna end it here now. We really appreciate you guys spending your time with us, being able to make these videos, share with you our sales, what we find, what we sell, what we buy. It's amazing. So thank you for watching. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below. What was your favorite sale, or some of your tips that you want to give to new people watching if they're going through?
Or different brands that like you be like, oh, it's kind of like this one. Start looking for it.
Yeah.
So just let us know.
We love hearing that
people
stuff.
Know. Yeah.
So on that note, enjoy the rest of your day or night whenever you are watching, and peace out. Go crush it.